Well, hello there, beautiful beings of light, and welcome as we begin a journey of creating a safe space free of judgment. This virtual coffee cafe is a place where we can openly exchange high frequency energy that will assist all of us on our ascension journey. I consider an honor that you chose to sit down and have a cup of java with me, or a cup of tea, or a glass of wine, whatever your relaxing delight is. Get comfy in your chair, grab a notebook, grab a pen. I do sincerely appreciate you here today, allowing me to share some intuitive spiritual insights that I have learned along my spiritual journey. So everyone, welcome to Morning Java for the Soul. After sitting down with me and having this virtual energetic exchange, if you'd like to exchange more energy at a higher level, I invite you to buy me a cup of coffee. The link is in the description. I think this is so fun. Your purchase of a cup of coffee will support this channel and future content. I appreciate all forms of energetic exchange. So today's topic, we're going to start from ground zero. The first question that many of us are searching for an answer, a curiosity that has kind of been building inside of us, which has magically led you here. And now I'm going to assist you in answering that most important question that brought you to clicking on a video that says, am I ascending? Have I missed the boat? Have I gone through a spiritual awakening? It's finding those answers, explaining what it is that you're going through, because it's something very, very unique. It's something very, very special. And I'm very happy that you're here with me today. So let's have some fun with this. If you'd like to introduce yourself and comment in the comment section, let me know where you are and how long you've been on your ascension journey, or if you are new and you're looking for confirmation and more answers, or maybe to share the simplest form of what ascension is with one of your loved ones or one of your friends. So what is ascension or spiritual awakening? Am I experiencing this myself? Am I ascending, or did I miss the boat? So prior to 2020, if you would have sat me down and asked me this question, do you know what a spiritual ascension is? I would have probably very sarcastically answered that it was some kind of woo-woo spiritual whack job terminology. I come from a religious evangelical Christian background. I've attended higher institutes of learning that were Christianity based. I probably would have responded, even with that type of history, that it was something about Buddhist monks that they were capable of, but not really far on my priority list as a mere mortal, a mere human. Like that's something unattainable, like enlightenment. What's enlightenment? Like those are the people that sit on the mountaintops in the freezing cold weather without a jacket on and they're not freezing. Like that's what I would have thought of a spiritual awakening, or being able to ascend or be enlightened. Never giving those two words even really a second glance of what their potential really held, Never really had a second thought about it. But according to Google, spiritual ascension, also known as spiritual awakening, is a natural evolutionary process which involves the process of shedding the old self and experience an inner rebirth. So out with the old and in with the new. TheMindful.com describes a spiritual ascension as a magical awakening of your soul into a higher level of consciousness. Spiritual ascension is the revival process by which we know or remember who we are. Remember who we are as a spiritual, energetic being having a human experience. So how many of you started having some weird stuff happen in your life and you Googled, what's a spiritual awakening? What's ascension? If you've done that, put a note in the comment section, put a smiley face or a thumbs up, put a thumbs up, because I know that's how it started for me. I went through all kinds of weird shit, and it took me a long time to actually put the word to it that I was going through a spiritual awakening or ascension. I remember one of my old psychology instructors asking me, well, what are you, some kind of woke? And at the time, I didn't even know what that word meant. I thought, well, I don't know. I don't know what that is. But as time goes by, the universe led me to Google to ask the question, to go down a rabbit hole. If you're on the spiritual path and you are now pursuing, have a better understanding, you are here because the universe has led you here energetically. You were connected to the titling, you were connected to the thumbnail, and now you're listening to my raspy voice because I talk too much. And we are going to address, who are we? Have you really sat, looked in the mirror, stared at that image in front of you, and asked, Who am I? I know what you're thinking. Prior to January 2020, I would have responded that I was Cyndi, age 53, mother of 3 grown children, 1 dog, 7 cats, a nurse serving to heal our physical bodies. I'd been a teacher and a counselor to help heal our emotional or mental damaged parts of ourselves. I would have said that I was separate from Source, afraid of Source, less than Source, less than our Creator, yet connected in a way that I couldn't quite understand, nor could I put it into words. I would have said that I felt the pressure my entire life that if I didn't get this lifetime correct, if I didn't do things right, I would be punished for my failed attempts and burn in a lake of fire of eternity. That's what I would have told you prior to January 2020. I would have told you that I am a citizen of planet Earth, and that as far as I knew or anybody had ever told me, that we were exclusive as a human species. We were special, and the belief that any other beings in our reality was just something of like sci-fi movies, Star Trek, Star Wars. I would have told you that I was a human being, and during this existence, I had and I was capable of definitely having spiritual experiences. When I was just 12, I interacted with a spiritual being. An archangel spoke with me, and it was giving me a warning. And because of me listening to that warning and obeying immediately what this entity was telling me, it saved not only the lives of me and my brother and sister, but many of my immediate first cousins that were standing outside of a church. If we hadn't moved a couple minutes later, a drunk driver would have come down, hit the oak tree in front of the firehouse, flung around it 3 times, and landed in a heaping ball of metal just where we had been standing not 15 seconds before. So my experience in the spiritual world started with me knowing that there was something else there, not quite understanding why I was the one contacted, why I was the one that could hear the voice, but I never really considered a different perspective. That I was a human being having a spiritual experience. That what I had experienced was just spiritual. I'm going to share with you 3 different aspects of what I've experienced starting in January 2020. An unexpected, serendipitous series of events that led me down a rabbit hole. I'm talking just like Alice in Wonderland stumbles down the rabbit hole. I went on a journey of self-discovery, basically of remembering who I was, and chose to follow the breadcrumbs that the universe laid out for me. One crumb at a time, one puzzle piece at a time, step by step until Shazam, here we are today. In the blink of an eye, I am fulfilling my life's mission of being in service to others, and I was led to share my experience with you. It's been something in my mind for quite some time, and I wasn't exactly sure how I wanted to kind of come out of the spiritual closet. So as we dig into these aspects, don't just listen. Think of us that we're sitting down at a table, we're across from each other. I've got a cup of coffee, I've got a spoon in my hand, and I'm stirring my coffee, and you're sitting across from me, and maybe you have hot chocolate, or maybe you have a tea, and we are beginning to get to know each other. We're beginning to converse about things that we normally wouldn't talk about. Like I said, this is a safe space, a safe community. We can support each other. So get a notebook out, get a pen, and follow along. Writing things down that you're listening to, questions or different aspects that seem to resonate with you that you kind of felt inside. You can then take that notebook and what you wrote and sit with it for a couple days, and compare it to your experience that you're having that led you to click on this video. As you'll quickly learn, we are the co-creators of our reality. So energetically participating with this message, there are many ways to do that. You can listen and be in the here and now. You can take notes. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can comment, or you can even buy me a cup of coffee, which I appreciate all of those energetic exchanges. But the universe is asking us not to just be a listener. It's asking us to take action. Remember, only you and your higher self and your intuition can confirm that you've started this ascension journey. And this video is just going to be a tool for you to kind of evaluate where you are, maybe put a couple pieces of the puzzles together. And I assure you that if you're sitting down energetically exchanging with me right now, that you have not missed the boat, and that the chances are, I just saw 1313, that you are experiencing and you have started your spiritual ascension. So how do we know? How do we know that we've started this spiritual awakening, this journey of self-discovery, this ascension? Well, the first question I'd ask is, has your life gone to shit? Are you now shifting for a deeper meaning of life because everything in your world has fallen and crumbled to pieces? Are you suddenly and miserably unhappy with the circumstances of your life that you have found yourself in? It's like one morning you wake up and you look around and you go, I don't even know myself anymore. I'm so miserable and so far away from who I truly once was that I don't even know who I am anymore. In January of 2020, I left a nursing career and a marriage radically and unexpectedly within the same week with 2 middle fingers up in the air. Literally. I had multiple meniscus tears in my knee while I was trying to remodel. I busted out my knee twice, and that kept me immobile for almost 6 months. I then suffered from Lyme's disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever after going through a Kundalini awakening. After I met my twin flame, it had stirred up the energies within inside my chakras and started that purging, that cleansing process that ascension is. That part of my journey was that this disease, these bacteria that were hidden dormant in my nervous system had to come out, had to be exposed, and had to be healed. So I quickly ended up in a wheelchair within 2 weeks, and it's taken me an entire year and a half to regain my mobility and strength. And funny enough, the universe was with me throughout my entire journey and always told me that I was going to make a full recovery, and I firmly believe that. I lost my ability to provide for myself and take care of my basic human needs without assistance. You want to talk about a humbling experience? When I volunteered for a radical transformation, a very quick ascension process, I had no idea what it would entail. My life blew up over a 2-year period. It kept me immobile, and it provided me almost essentially forced time and space to actually deal with myself for the first time in my entire life. Do you sit in frustration because nothing seems to be going right? You just can't seem to catch a break? Has a relationship, a marriage, a career blown up in your face to the point that if you don't remove yourself from these energies and have a new beginning and start something new, you will permanently live with this feeling of like, this cannot be it? Have you guys been there? If you've been there, write it in the comment section. This cannot be it. This cannot be all this existence as a human being has to offer us. Like I said, has your health all of a sudden gone to shit, and even your physical abilities to move about have been taken from you? Have you been stressed, depressed, riddled with anxiety for so long you don't even remember what it's like not to live in that flight or fight survival mode? If you answered yes to any of these scenarios and you are experiencing tower moment after tower moment, this is a very big sign that the universe is trying to get your attention, and it's doing it by all means necessary. It's all hands on deck. It is the flashing billboard light saying, I'm trying to reach you, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get through to you. A tower moment is a card in the tarot that signifies an event, an aha moment, a sudden realization, or an epiphany that changes everything in your life. There is no going back after a tower. The only path is the one forward towards the light. There's no going back to those old thoughts, those old relationships, those failures or perceived failures, those belief systems that no longer serve us. The tower brings about radical, quick transformation. And if you have been experiencing tower moments, you are probably getting a wake-up call from the universe. It is saying, wake up. If the universe is trying to get your attention and you have felt that this ascension process has somehow magically found you, you have come to the right place. You have come to the right community, and I'm here to assist you in better understanding what it is you're going through. One of the gifts that the universe has given me is an ability to break down things in very small, tiny, easy increments. My brain, to learn, has to break things down. When I was in nursing school, I'd go into the classroom and I'd use the big whiteboard and I'd write out all the different systems that I was learning, whether it was about the brain, the heart, the lungs, the nervous system. I had to visually see it on the board and work through it. So as I went through my ascension process, not knowing at the time what I was really going through, I started journaling. I had no idea, what path this would lead me down. I certainly did not expect a year and a half later to be building a YouTube channel called Sunshine for the Soul and sitting here talking to you fine, beautiful souls. So what happens next? What was one of the first things, other than my life falling apart? I mean, we're talking a total shit show. What happened next? Synchronicities. This is the universe's way of saying, hello, I'm here. In my experience, the number synchronicities were one of the very first clues, or one of the breadcrumbs that led me on a journey of self-discovery. Literally Googling, why do I keep seeing these repeating numbers? What is the spiritual meaning of synchronicities? I had lots of questions and was searching for answers. I saw 222, 333, 1111, 111, 555, 1018, 831. At first, it was completely random. I'd walk by the microwave, see the 333, and go, oh, that's an interesting number, and I'd literally keep walking. But then as time went on, at first I would notice and just think, oh, cool, look at those numbers. They didn't faze me. I never had a single inclination of what they really meant or where they were going to lead me. They started off very slow at first, once in a blue moon, maybe a couple times a week. I saw numbers on license plates, billboards, memes. It was really all about number synchronicities. And throughout a 2-year period from January 2020 to right now, I can tell you that those synchronicities have increased by 100 times. I see synchronicities all day, every day, in all different aspects. They just bombard me. Now that my mind is in tune to their meaning, I've become very aware of their presence throughout my day-to-day life. Now I'm clued in on them. At first the synchronicities are breadcrumbs leading you along a path. Then as we grow and we raise our frequency, the synchronicities have specific meanings meant to encourage us along our journey. At a certain level of your ascension, these synchronicities evolve in meaning, and they become simple nudges and reassurances that you are following the path of your highest timeline of existence that is actually available to you. The one that you set out, the blueprint or the soul contract that you had when you came down here and you were incarnating in a human vessel as a spiritual energetic being. You had a specific plan of the things you wanted to accomplish, the things you wanted to experience. And the universe gives us free will. So along the way, we always have the option to take a side route or go down a little path. But the synchronicities are always bringing us back and reaffirming that we are on the path of our highest timeline. And at a certain level of your ascension, synchronicities not only come in numbers, but they also come in memes, songs, sayings, conversations, billboards, license plates, signs, YouTube videos, you name it. The universe has no problem getting your attention when it needs to. You just have to be aware that they are right there, that energy is in your realm. It's always been there, but you haven't been focused in on it. Open your eyes and see this magnificent display of the universe as it is trying to reconnect with you. Your creator, your source is reaching out, trying to get your attention, trying to help you remember who you are. Finally, I experienced during this time an insatiable thirst for truth and knowledge. I started a search for answers. I was the Hermit card. That's the Virgo energy of someone that goes into their cave and they spend time researching, gaining knowledge, learning, sitting in introspection. My injuries and my disease put me in a place of hermit mode where I couldn't go anywhere if I wanted to. The universe was like, nope, you're sitting down, you're sitting right here. You haven't done this. You've been bouncing all over the place, not listening to me. So here we go. I'm going to force feed this to you. I'm going to take away your mobility so you have no choice but to sit in your room in timeout and figure yourself out. So it starts basically with questioning everything we believe. It's about shifting our perspective of what we perceive to be true and real. Everything you've been told, everything you've experienced, every belief system that has been imposed on you as a child of how you should think, act, behave, believe, our political beliefs, our religious beliefs, our beliefs about a higher power, our morals, our careers, understanding your past, your experiences, your traumas, the events and moments of our lives that left wounds that need to be healed. Your ascension process takes you down the rabbit hole of finding the truth and the knowledge of who you are and healing those parts of you that have been injured along your journey. Those bruised knees, those fat lips, those black eyes, all that banged up that we put our meat suits through being here on the schoolroom of earth. We came and entered this experience. We took ourselves to school intentionally. And your ascension journey is a remembering of who you are. It's reconnecting to source. It's healing those parts of you that need to be purged or cleansed in order for us to enter the new higher frequencies that are available to us. Relieving that dense weight of guilt, fear, and shame that we have carried on our backs for so long, keeping us into those lower energy frequencies and keeping us away from being connected to source like we truly should be connected. This process of ascension is one, a purging of healing, and it is continuous, ongoing, lifelong process. Get ready. It's not something you work at and then it goes away. You work at it, it's intense for a couple years, depending on how much time and effort you put into it, and then things calm down a little bit and you learn to integrate what you've learned. You learn to surrender and let go and let the universe kind of co-create and drive the wheel with you. It's not Jesus take the wheel. It's you put your hand on the wheel, your creator puts his hand on the other side of the wheel, and you steer that car together. You're together. Just like the footprints in the sand. Jesus, where were you when I was in pain and suffering? Where were you? I couldn't find you. I was all alone. I was separate from you. What does that poem say? It says, I was always there. I was carrying you. I was connected to you. We are not separate from God. We are not separate from Source. We are divinely created in Source's image. We are part of Source. We are a cell in the heart of the Source. We're all interconnected. One does not function without the other. So this process of ascension, as we have new experiences every day, both positive and negative, and we choose whether or not we want positive or negative experiences. We choose the darkness or the light. We choose to live through those experiences and gain insight, whether they're good or bad. They're all here to teach us lessons so that we can evolve in consciousness and evolve our understanding of what it means to be a spiritual energetic being having a human experience. The process of ascension is a cleaning out of our energetic closets that are stored in our energetic systems or our chakras that are the life center of our existence as a human. We know our soul is energy. It's not just some light that sits in our heart. It is an energetic system that stretches the length of our nervous system. When I had Lyme's disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever after my Kundalini awakening, I felt the interior of me buzzing for months. It felt like I had bees flapping their wings along my nervous system. I told that to my doctor and she thought I was nuts. The more we release, the more we purge, the more we remove these heavy, dense energies, the depression, the anger, the anxiety, the hopelessness, the fear, the guilt, the shame, and we turn towards the light, we rise higher in frequency, the fourth and fifth vibrational dimensions that are available to us. We're no longer sitting in that dense third dimensional reality. We are in the process of rising up in frequency. Eventually, we will permanently leave the third dimensional density density or our physical 3D reality behind, and we're entering a higher frequency. It doesn't mean we're going to go anywhere. We're not getting on a ship. We're not going to be zapped up into the sky. You know, the Bible talks about the rapture, but that was one person's perception or how they interpreted their dream about the rapture. You know, we didn't know what it was going to look like. We thought we were going to go floating off somewhere, you know, boop, there's my clothes sitting there on the floor. That was an incorrect perception. What we're experiencing right now is energetically, as a spiritual being occupying a human vessel, we are rising up in our bodies in the frequency. And it's not just us and the planet that's doing it. It's the galaxy, it's the universe, it's all the universe, all the solar systems, it's the galactic core, all the way to source is rising up in frequency. We're changing our vibration to a higher level. We must clear these dense energies that were lying dormant within us, just like my disease had to be cleared out that was lying dormant, so that there is room for new energies to come and take their place. You have to balance. You have to remove the dense and bring in the light. As we make these changes within us, as we ascend and we remember who we are and what we are capable of, we are not only rising our personal vibrational frequency, but as we rise our vibrational frequency, we are connected and assisting in the collective. Think of Source as the spider. Think of every soul that's ever been created as a spider web. We're not separate from each other. One affects the other. Every energetic thought, feeling, communication, emotion is felt by the collective as a whole. And the Schumann resonance, which measures the frequency of the earth, can be manipulated or moved up and down based on our emotional frequency, at what vibration souls on the planet are vibrating at. And I know that's deep. So when you rise your frequency, it's not only helping you, but it's helping your father, it's helping your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your family, your community, your church, your country, your continent, your world. When you raise your frequency, you are helping every soul that is occupying the planet right now. And it is connected to the entire cosmic universe, all as one. We are not separate like we've been told. We are one with Source and one with every other soul. So you thought you were alone? You thought you suffered from loneliness, that you were all by yourself? You're not alone. You were never alone. You were just made to feel like you were alone. But now we're bringing together the community. We're bringing together the light. People that are searching, people that are ascending, people that know that there is a better way for us to exist. Energetically, we are an extension of Source. We are a cell in the heart of our Creator's heart, and yet all one and whole together. We function together. The heart needs the cells. It needs the muscles. If you energetically felt connected to this message and this information resonated with you, you felt it in your bones, you're going, oh man, something about this is familiar. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is an energetic exchange. We talked about you being able to buy a cup of coffee to assist in helping this channel grow, and that helps the content reach others. So check out Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. The link is in the description. You are beautiful and amazing energetic souls. As we dig into these topics of spirituality and what it means to be part of the greatest show in the universe, the energetic rising of everything Source has created into a higher frequency, kindness, oneness, and based in unconditional love as our Creator loves us. You have all been chosen to be part of this incredible journey. Nobody is gonna miss the boat. Everybody has the chance to spiritually evolve, and they can do it based in their own time. As an energetic being, you have universal free will. You have the choice, but you have chosen to be here during the most important time that humanity has ever seen as a species. And there's energetic beings coming from all over the cosmos coming to watch this spiritual ascension. So get ready. We're going to have a lot of new things. Anything sci-fi that you thought was woo-woo, that is going to become our norm. And I'm going to enjoy so much sharing this experience with you. This was really fun sitting down, and virtually having a cup of coffee, enjoying a cup of Java or tea or wine, whatever it is. I totally look forward to connecting with you again as we explore together what it means to be an energetic spiritual being going through the Ascension journey. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment or shoot me an email. I would love to be of service to you in any way that I can. I hope that you all have an incredibly blessed day, and I will see you the next time we get together for our morning Java for the soul. Peace.